Okay, to begin, I want us to take a look at this example from the Duke Cannon Supply Company. These posters that they have on their website, they have a number of different posters that they've created based on propaganda surrounding the current COVID-19 crisis. So in this example, they have first a catchphrase. Okay, so we see that catchphrase up here. And like most catchphrases, what we want is something that is memorable, that sticks in people's minds, and that they kind of think about beyond looking at the poster. It needs to have a rhythm to it. It doesn't have to rhyme, but having some sort of rhythmic quality helps it stay in people's minds. In this example, a dirty phone is a danger zone. Okay, so there's definitely kind of a rhyme scheme going on here. I want you to notice also that the text is very large. Look how much space this text takes up on our poster. It's about 50% of the poster. All right, it's a bold color, and that color is eye-catching. Okay, when we continue on and look down here at the bottom of the image, we see that there is kind of a factual follow-up that's also very playful, and I want you to keep that in mind for your own posters. WTF, exclamation point, clean your screen, man. Okay, so a dirty phone is a danger zone, clean your screen. They're answering each other, they're talking to each other. As an instructive device and as an image to reinforce what's being said through text, we have kind of these two hands that are cleaning the screen with a little wipe, and then you've got these fighter jets. All right, and these fighter jets are kind of over the top. They're not necessary in terms of cleaning your phone screen, but what they do is they create this patriotic feel, this like militant feel, that by cleaning your screen, you're fighting the fight. You're helping fight this war against this virus. I want you to look at the background as well. It's not just a blank color. Instead, they've chosen kind of a prairie or a farm. Okay, so this is meant to relate to the everyday American. It's not just a cityscape. It's not something that is unique to one part of our country. Instead, this is supposed to speak to, I'm guessing, kind of the amber waves of grain in a patriotic song. Okay, bright blue skies. So this could, talk to a lot of different parts of our country. Okay, once again, in this example, we'll take a look at how Duke Cannon has designed a propaganda poster. So here we have a male subject, Caucasian, and this person is covering their eyes with their fingers, kind of like rubbing their eyes. When we see that, we then read this phrase that's at the top of the page. Touch your face, lose the race. Okay, we have some rhyming again. We have 6 total words. It's very quick. It's easy to remember. And that's followed up down at the bottom where it says the enemy wins when you touch your face. Now, it doesn't speak specifically to COVID in this example. It's expecting that we understand what it's relating to because of the time period that we're looking at it in. But if this were to be seen 20 years from now, people may not have any understanding of what it's referring to. Why would touching the face cause you to lose a race of some sort? All right. There's no real indication of that. And I would say that's a downfall of this poster. It's expecting the viewer to understand what's being said just through the context, through the time period that it's being viewed within. So for your posters, I want you to be more specific than this one. In fact, on the factual line here down at the bottom, I think that's a great opportunity for a second line of information. Okay, because the enemy wins when you touch your face is kind of a follow-up. It's almost like a part B of our catchphrase up here. It's like a subtitle. It needs an additional fact, maybe something about how the virus is spread through the transfer of fluids or from hands touching sensitive areas like eyes, nose, and mouth. All right, and that's going to help the viewer understand why it is they shouldn't be touching their face. Okay, so be specific. The catchphrase, the subtitle here is great, but it's not specific enough or factual enough to really convey the message. All right, our last example, which is one of my favorites. Um, this kind of ties all of the qualities of what we're looking for in a propaganda poster together. It includes a big catchphrase, okay, something that is visually dominant and that is very easily remembered. Okay, its color causes it to stand off of the poster. When we come down and look at the factual information, it's playful. It's something that is full of humor and is kind of a joke that we could convey. And yet it also is helpful and memorable. It kind of gives us an ethic as to why we should behave in the way the poster is telling us. The use of the toilet paper rolls I really like, and I'll just get our markup back up here. I like this a lot because it creates these strong diagonal movements. And again, it's very playful. Like there's nothing heroic about toilet paper, but it uses it in a visual pun or in a way that shows these like stripes, like these rolls are racing against each other. Okay. So also the toilet paper is very simplistically represented. One thing I didn't like about the other two examples is they're a little too detailed in their image. The description of the images, whether it was the figure of the person, the fighter jets, the detailed imagery included, I think distracts from the message. I want you guys to create posters that are specific, factual, catchy, maybe funny, but also the imagery is simple enough that it doesn't get in the way of the message. Okay, so in this case, don't hoard rolls. Once again, if we look at how big this text is, it takes up a huge amount of our space, and it's impossible to miss when you're looking at this poster. Okay, its color is something that pops into our eyes, and it also is kind of a grotesque color because it relates to what the toilet paper is used for. Again, it's a visual humor, it's a visual pun. The toilet paper information here, these images fill the middle space of the composition, and they give us something to look at. They reinforce the idea of the toilet paper roll, and also, as I mentioned, they look like these stripes, these motions. Anytime you use diagonals in a composition, it creates attention. Okay, it draws the attention of the viewer, and it creates motion, energy, and it's something that you definitely want to incorporate into your composition. And then finally down here at the bottom, we have this strong, vibrant yellow color in the background, and we have this kind of gray-black text. Only buy what you need. Eat less chili. Okay, so the eat less chili part is certainly not necessary to include in terms of factual, but it does create a humorous touch. It reinforces the idea of making dietary choices that don't cause you to have to use more toilet paper. Only buy what you need. I really like that message because it plays to not just toilet paper, okay, but it talks about the dangers of hoarding, the dangers of buying everything in sight and kind of panic buying, and how that hurts our fellow citizen because now it doesn't leave anything for those people. All right, so as you're developing your posters, use this as a prime example of what we're looking for. Strong catchphrase. Doesn't have to rhyme, but it needs to stick in people's minds. Strong factual information that maybe provides facts, statistics, but also an ethical quality that appeals to the empathy of the viewer. Why do I care about this? Why do I want to behave this way? And maybe include some humor to appeal to your viewer as well. In terms of imagery, simple, direct, and also using diagonal motion, these strong angles to create energy and to create visual interest.